This is Tom Fox. I hope you enjoyed and found informative our final episode, episode 5 of Being a Good Host, a plan forward to living with chronicity and co-infectious agents. Really, in this podcast, we tried to tie many of the concepts from the first 4 episodes around innovation and some of the barriers of information about how to change the standard protocols for the treatment of Lyme disease and the next step forward. Ben brought up Sun Tzu, the famous Chinese military theorist of know yourself and then know your enemy. And really that is the starting point, understanding your own body and understanding what you can do to take control of your own treatment. Early diagnosis is still as critical as anything else. We talked about how difficult that can be back in episode 2, and then finding a physician who not only understands Lyme disease, but the potential treatments that may exist even outside the standard protocols of doxy or other antibacterial agents that you might ingest. So many of the concepts we talked about throughout this podcast series, we re-emphasized how important they are, both non-standard protocols, a variety of diets, healthy living, even yoga can help in this. But innovation is critical in this area. And as Ben reminded us, this is the million-dollar question. What can the clinician and the pharmaceutical industry do based upon the experiences of many patients who have successfully negotiated living with Lyme disease? And when you have a flare-up, Scott talked about what he did when he had his last major flare-up, which basically incapacitated him from doing anything else. So the final message, I think, from this episode and really throughout this podcast series is you're responsible in many ways for not only your own body, but your own health. And when you have a chronic disease such as this, you obviously have to make changes to your lifestyle, but there are changes you can make to your lifestyle and go to help you be able to not only negotiate this disease, but actually have a fairly full and robust lifestyle going forward. Scott still bikes quite a bit, and he's active, and he manages this chronic condition that he has. I hope you've enjoyed this special 5-part series. I've really enjoyed doing this podcast series as much as I enjoyed the 9/11 series, which premiered earlier. I'm going to try to do some different types of storytelling, and I hope you will join me on this journey on the Compliance Podcast Network. Thanks so much for listening.